Hello. Hello. Hello, Naduni. Hello. Hello, Naduni. Can you see the presentation?
No, sir.
Participants, can you see presentation?
No.
Sorry?
No, sir.
Not yet. Now can you see?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Is Naduni there? Okay, no, they are not there, right? Okay. Okay, good afternoon.
No, sir. Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah. Today we are going to start with our second lecture on the public-private partnership, PPP program. Here today we are going to discuss with a few things. Now these are the things that we are going to discuss lecture agenda. Risk management in PPP. That is very important issue. You will have to mitigate the risk. Otherwise, your project will be a failure most of the time. We can see, we have experience, most of the PPP projects are failures because lot of risks and we couldn't manage the risk. So that is very important area. That is what we are going to discuss here. How to identify the risk in PPP project, how to analyze, and to whom that we are going to allocate it. Whether risk is taken by the government or risk is taken by the private partner or somebody else. Other one is that what type of options we have. So we will have to analyze those options. Those option analysis, you can get the economic valuation as well as technical valuation. And the other one is evaluation of PPP proposals. Now, PPP proposal, we can get it, but how to evaluate that? How to select the correct person for it? To select the correct person, what are the steps that we will have to follow? What are the areas we will have to consider? Right? And the other one is institutional roles, especially the government role in this PPP implementation. Okay, this is the lecture agenda we are going to start today. Only thing, you will have to be very carefully listen this. As I told you all, lot of PPP projects are coming in future. If you are interested doing in PPP projects, or if you are interested in procurement, you should have a knowledge and how to do it. Now, when we are talking about the risk, what is the principle of risk allocation? Now, most of the thing the people are thinking in PPP, you may not know because you are new people. But some people who is really doing PPP, they always thinking that, okay, all the risk we can give it to the private partner. That is very easy. To the government or a ministry or a project, it's very easy. They will think, okay, all the risk we will give it to private partner. No. The risk, the principle is, you can see it here. Risk in a PPP should be allocated to the party, public or private. What is the theory on that? That is best able to manage it at the lowest cost. Maybe a public, maybe a private. When you compare to the particular risk, if you can give it to public, it can manage properly with low cost. For some risks are there. If we give it to private sector, they can tackle it easily under low cost. So that is the principle. Now here, that's what it says, given a note. This is the general logic of PPP. The goal is not to transfer all risk to the private sector, as I told you, but to achieve optimal risk allocation. You can understand. Right, now we will go to the 1.6, risk management in PPP. When you go through that, you can understand, right? If there is any special place, I will explain you all. Because as I told you all, I have given a lot of details. Most of the details that you will have to go to internet or go to books, read books, refer, and you'll have to find out. To easier that situation, get it easily, I have given so many details. Maybe 2 hours time you won't be able to finish it, but keep those things and read it carefully. If there is any special thing, I will explain you all. Risk in PPP relates to uncertain circumstances that affect the successful results. If not mitigated, if you are not going to take action on that, there is a loss that will have to be paid by private sector or a public sector. If we didn't manage or if we didn't mitigate the risk, we'll have to say very sorry that the loss has to be taken by the government or a private sector. Then with these things will be a real problem implementing PPP under that situation. Therefore, you'll have to be very careful to whom that we are going to allocate this risk. First, you'll have to understand what are the techniques to identify these risks. Those are the things that you are going to study, right? What are the techniques to identify the risk? There are so many risks, no? We were talking. How to identify? The process of determining what is the risk and how it happened, how it is going to happen, and why it's happening. Can't we take some action to mitigate that? Those things you will have to identify initially. Then, this is the initial step in risk management, recognizing potential challenges that could impact the success of PPP project. Always I say, impact the success of PPP project. What is the impact? What is the impact we get if you don't tackle it? If you don't take action at correct time to mitigate risks. Several techniques and methodologies can be used to identify these risks. Yes, I told you you have to identify. Then I say there are some techniques and the methods to identify these risks. Now we'll see what are those techniques. Number one, historical data analysis. Or otherwise we can say checklist and historical data. That is, sometimes when you do the similar type of PPP, not only Sri Lanka, any country in the world, if you go through that details, if you read, if you go through the internet, you can find out what are the historical data on these PPP projects. What are the failures? What are the success stories? All these things you can find out. Therefore, one of the best study method is to go through the historical data. Now here I have given details. I will give you one or two details explanation also. Reviewing data and outcomes from the similar past projects. Find out whether it's a success story or what are the problems, why they couldn't achieve correct outcomes. To identify continuous risks, such as why the cost has gone more than that, cost overruns, right? Maybe due to unforeseen geological conditions. In highway projects or delays caused by regulatory approvals. Maybe sometimes, I have given the example, very famous common example. Highway projects are getting delayed because regulatory approvals are not there. This is the most important, and also this is a very, very difficult question to answer, because you will have to get the approval from so many government departments. That is the major problem in Sri Lanka. Therefore, this government is trying to start one window service, single window service, SWS. That is, when somebody comes for a PPP to start that in Sri Lanka, they don't want to go to all the places. Last time I explained you all that the Demadagodo, Mullaria, somewhere there, the garbage problem, right? They will have to go to so many places and they're asking for commissions and they don't give the permits at a time, correct time, right? There are so many problems. Very inefficient, our government sector. I might say there are some good officers, but Maybe you have that experience. You go to your private work to get it done in a government department. If you know somebody, then it's okay. At least you can tell your friend and you can get it done. Otherwise, think about the normal citizen, their situation. Maybe somebody is coming from Mayangana or Chavakacheri. They will have to wait in the queue one full day. Otherwise, tomorrow also they will have to come. Where are they going to stay? I mean, you should understand. These are the problems in Sri Lanka. That is why we can't improve our correct things. People are there, but they are very lethargic. Maybe government also not giving a maximum support. India, China, those are the countries. If you want to invest on those countries, a PPP, within one day you can get all the, maybe maximum 2 days. You can get all the regulatory approvals and other environmental approvals, and there are so many approvals now in Sri Lanka. The sea, there are so many things, right? You can get it very quickly. Number 2, stakeholders brainstorming. That is also very important. Initially, you will have to discuss with all the stakeholders, right? Brainstorm potential risks, that is called, right? You brainstorm, meeting with all these people, legal experts, procurement specialists, engineers, and other relevant officials. You will have to have a continuous brainstorming sessions. Number 3, unforeseen events in project planning. When you do the project planning, you will have to think about unforeseen events. Maybe you don't know. That is why you are now here. You are studying, right? Right. We will have, when we are doing that, these things we will have to consider. Put it all these things into your checklist. If you prepare a small note, short notes, and put it to the checklist. You can see the past experience, other similar PPP, unforeseen events, right? Maybe some places, especially these, I'm not going to explain you all, it will take some time, but you can go through that and see. And another one, subject expert's opinion. These are the real problems. Now, some maybe you, when I'm going to tell you, you can understand. Maybe you are also facing the same problem. Now you may be having your expert in your department. Okay. Some experts are there. Maybe engineers. Say, for example, RDA engineers. And again, the railway department engineers. I'm not going to blame engineers, but so-called some experts are there. When they say something, no, this thing happened into this way, they don't change. They insist on it, right? So therefore, it says, influence of expert knowledge minimizes the influence of dominant individuals. Some dominant individuals, as I told you all, they have their idea and they are trying to influence that idea, to implement that idea. Always they are biased to that idea. But if you have a lot of people, experts, when you have a team of experts, they will change it. They can discuss And they can tell that guy, right, the dominant person, they can tell, no, it's not like that. You'll have to listen our ideas also. It should be something like this, right? Like that, subject expert's opinion also very important against dominant individuals. Knowledge, experience, mean the ideas. Interviews and surveys. With stakeholders, you must have interviews, discussions, especially the community members, citizen of that area. First, you'll have to have discussions with them, continuous discussions with them. When you are going to say 1 kilometer, no, I mean the some place you want to have a government car parking. Now it is there just opposite Lake House. Government parking is there. So before, actually it's not a permanent thing. But if you want to have a permanent thing, you'll have to discuss with the people who is really using that. Knowledgeable people, experts. Right? There are so many experts in Sri Lanka. In some areas. So you'll have to have interviews and surveys. Survey. You'll have to do research. Surveys, research on that subject. Risk checklist analysis. I told you all, you should have a checklist, prepare. Go through the past experience. In other countries also, prepare a checklist and analyze that checklist. Using checklist based on previous project, right? Especially those similar in scope, location, or sector, checklists help ensure common risks are not overlooked and act as a foundation for the initial risk assessment. You can understand. Go through that and see. Similar projects is better. Now, RDA experience and digital ministry experience are entirely two different experience. If it is a digital PPP, no point discussing with the railway or irrigation or RDA. But always you'll have to compare with orange and orange. Similar projects. There you get. Now you also preparing after your project is over. You will have to prepare this all lesson learned details for future use. Maybe not your other next generation use. SWOT analysis that everybody is aware about SWOT analysis. Strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. You can see. Now, what are the strengths? I will just explain. There's a hospital projects, right? Now identify all these SWOT analysis. You are going to SWOT analysis. First, you see experience of the private partner to whom you are going to give this construction. Who is the private partner you are going to select? Whether he is enough experience in putting up a hospital, and is he having advanced medical knowledge? If there's a digitization, that knowledge they have. Have they done previous projects? Putting up a hospital? And also, what are the weaknesses of that person? Not only that, you need a lot of funds to do that. Whether these partner have that funds, whether banks are prepared to give him funds, right? And opportunities, growing population. When the people are, in 3-4 years' time, the patients are coming to the hospital is more and more. It will never stop. Tuition class. It will never stop. Right? Then is it enough? The demand, how to tackle that demand? Threats. Potentially, policy changes in healthcare regulations. This is again in Sri Lanka is a big problem. Regulations. This government is putting a regulation, next government, another maybe 4 years' time, the next government, they change that regulation. Another 4 years' time, they change that regulation. The very good example, we had a National Procurement Commission. One of the best area, the new area in Sri Lanka is OCDS. Maybe about 50 countries are using that OCDS. Always I say this thing. Nearly about 50 countries now using OCDS. We have put into our guidelines that chapter. The next time when the commission change, those people has removed that section. Actually speaking, why they have removed? When you ask the confidential details, they don't know how to explain that. What is OCDS? That is the biggest problem they had. When we find out why they have do that, they did it. We found people, the same people says, inside people says. So that is the problem. This regulation should be now India. Every 4 or 5 years time they change governments. New president, new who is the ministers, new prime ministers, everybody. But the policies are there. They are not going to change policies. Our main problem, when the government change, no need to change the government. If the chairman or a general manager change in a government corporation, they change the systems unnecessarily. So always it's like a soup. Okay. Risk registers, I told you all, right? All the risks identified in a register. You will have to do it for future peoples of your knowledge. You will have to prepare a risk register. What are the risks? There you will have to put the nature of the risk, right? Priority, low risk or medium risk or a high risk in that category. The potential of the risk. Right? How to mitigate? What are the actions you have taken to mitigate that type of risk? Who are the responsible people? Right? Whether you can cover it by insurance or not. Oh, no, not only that, right? All details with regard to risk, you write down all the details. That is called risk register. Actually, this one I have taken from where? The World Bank PPP Reference Guide version 3. There is a booklet. Okay. Then this one you can just go through that risk register for a airport project. May list risk like fluctuation in passenger numbers, cyber security threats. Those are the risks. And there is no standard list of risk for any project because any project is different from other project. So you will have to identify different type of individual you will have to tackle. Individually you will have to tackle a particular project. There's a tool called risk breakdown structure, RBS, for this PPP. Since you can have that tool, there are all these the areas related to risk categories. They have categorized whether small or large. That is also in this risk register. That is also important document. Common risk categories, I have just given you, you can go through that. Construction risk. Yes, if it is a RDA construction or a hospital construction, that risk is there. What are the risks? Cost overruns everywhere. In Sri Lanka, RDA experience, in my experience for about 6 years as a commissioner of this National Procurement Commission, most of the time they used to come for the variations, for revisions, get the approval. You believe it or not, right? Some people, some projects RDA, they have increased their variation is 500. If it is 100, say 100, so their variation is 500. So 5 times than the initial estimate. How? You just imagine. So that is why I don't believe in normal in Sri Lanka people's estimates. Every time goes. There are some reasons, right? Exchange rate, then what do you call the inflation, that type of things are there. But now see in say India, about 10 years back, the cement bag price, I can't remember now, maybe about 200 Indian rupees or something like that, about 10 years back. Today also same price. I just compared 10 years back, our cement price was 1,500 or something like that. No. 150. 20 years back, 60 rupees.
95.
Huh?
950, sir.
550. Now today how much?
Yeah.
Today what is the price? Maybe in Sri Lanka about nearly about 2,000 or?
Yeah, around 2,000, sir.
Yeah, around
Around 2,000.
Yeah. Every day it's going up. How to? I mean, we say that you do your calculation, you do your homework and plan it well. It's very difficult, even for that's why I say that's what I say. Engineers estimate. I don't believe because they can't. They don't have a knowledge to do because sometimes nobody can think. They will change it. Okay, like the demand risk, right? I mean, if it is a road, you can do that. These common risk categories you can tackle, but you should know how to tackle it. Now you go through these lectures carefully. Most of the things you can collect if you go through these lectures carefully. Now for a road, traffic. How they are now, I can remember when they start this southern highway, I don't know, still that problem is there. Southern highway, they have in Christmas, New Year season, big queue, maybe about 2-3 kilometers. No country, they have the queues in highways, maybe about say 3-4 minutes queue. But here hours and hours. Why? They have not planned it well. But now this place, the Katunayak Road, now they have given area and they have demarcated that extra lanes. You can't, I mean, that extra lanes, you can go quickly. Right? Like that. Those are the things that you'll have to think about. Demand risk. The political and legal risk. When you are talking about that, I get sick. Change in law. You know that last, when Mr. Ranil Wickremesinghe's time, within that maybe 15 months period, he has put the act 100 odd acts to parliament. 100 odd acts. Laws they have changed. In this government also, I think about now, I don't know, this within these 8 months, they have changed. They have put so many acts, regulations. They change every day. And because of these political changes, that they change officers and the expert, now the good officer is there. If he's a UNP guy, the SLFP government, they change him. Now the JVP government, maybe they change all SLP and the other, I don't know, this party people. Unnecessarily. The expert person, let him do it. Right? Right. Financial risk. Interest rate hikes. Currency fluctuation. Now, major issue for Sri Lanka. Right? Because of that, there is a termination also, these projects. Now, I think in America, for fixed deposit of dollars, they give less than 1% interest. Less than 1%. I'm talking about the past, present and past. I don't know in future what will happen with the China and the BRICS countries. I don't know what will happen. But that less than 1% interest was for about 40 years in America. It's little bit changes, 1.1%, 1.2%, 9.8%, like that. But the rate is less than 1% for about 40 years. How about Sri Lanka? I can remember. I can remember in 2022, it was about, say, 15% or something like that range. After that, it has gone up to 33% for a fixed deposits. Now it has come to down. These days, it has come down to 7%. Now see the variations. How can we predict? Now, if you now say, for example, you just take a small example, you want to take you plan to buy a car. In your age, I can just imagine. You're waiting for buy a car, maybe a small car, right? What happened? They have opened it. They have allowed to bring cars. How is the tax? 300%, 400%, 500%. Those days it's about 100%. Now you can't take as you suggest, as you hope. Your dreams have gone sick. Same thing. If you want to put up a house or a construction, today you start it, cement is 200 rupees. Who says another 5 years, oh, say another 1 year time, it will go up to 5,000 rupees. So it's very difficult. So that financial risk is there. You think Now, for you, of course, now what you will have to do is, now we are studying PPP. We are not going to change the government, so government policies. But we will have to be very careful when we are doing these type of work, PPP projects. I'm talking only the PPP projects. You have to plan it well. Those are the things to consider. Okay, again, now analysis of risk. What we talk about there, now here, risk management, right? And techniques to identify PP projects, identification. Now we are going to study analysis of risk to the most suitable party, allocation strategies. After identify the risk, we identify from the last few this thing. After identify the risk, they should be analyzed and allocated to the party best suited to manage them. I told you all right. Whether you are going to pass the risk to a public government or a private sector. On discussions, you'll have to discuss all these things and do it in a optimal results way. How to get VNF, value for money, and maximum benefit to the government as well as private partner. අර කියන්නේ private partner සූරගෙන කාලා මෙහාට දාගන්න එක නෙමෙයි වැඩේ තියෙන්නේ. You will have to do it very balanced way. Right. Now, when you analyze the risk, you can analyze mainly two areas, qualitative analysis and quantitative analysis. Qualitative is, that is technical side. Quantitative is the amount, price, fund wise. This is the first step used to prioritize risk, qualitative analysis. We use a probability impact matrix, right? One line, X probability and the Y impact. Then you get a high probability area. Actually, it's a high probability, is the high impact area. So must be addressed. We call red zone. So you'll have to address how to do it. It's all depend. Now I can't say this project from project to project, it will change. Quantitative, this is only the base, only the what do you call this? Right. Main things we are discussing. Basic, how to do it. Quantitative analysis. This is used to price and prioritize the risk. A command technique called Monte Carlo simulation. There is a system called in PPP. It's also something like a tool, right? You can use that and find out how to minimize this risk. So many things, Monte Carlo simulation, they discuss so many things. You just go to the internet and see what are the areas coming under Monte Carlo simulation. They give everything. This quantitative value is critical for the financial model and the value for money, VFM assessment that you know. Again, I have gone through this risk, how to analyze, and the strategies for allocation of risk. I told you all, you have to be very careful when you allocate the risk to a correct person to get VNF, value for money, and also optimal results the maximum results to get favored to public as well as private sector, both parties, and also citizens, don't forget, and also citizens, right? Okay. What are the risk areas? Now we will have to think. Then you can identify the risk and also you can allocate the strategies to whom that you are going to take. Now, say for example, site risk. Now you know, right? Okay, RDA. This is a project from RDA. So you will have to give a land to the private sector. If there is a delay, then the government delay. The whose risk then? The public risk. There is a government risk. Private partner can't do anything. He's coming from, or say, Japan or China to put up a road. We sign everything, PPP. We did everything. Going to start? No way. Why? The site is not cleared. Government couldn't do that. I was telling when I'm talking about this PPP, this type of things, this is a very good example. One one lady, this Gampa area, one lady, she was working in a maybe environmental ministry. Those days, big cow, all the papers were there. Some tree was there. She was fully against to cut that tree in that road because they say at that time this is the only tree in Sri Lanka. What is the tree's name? Karanda or Katu?
Yes,
You know someone?
Mahul Karanda, yes.
Sorry?
Karanda tree, yes.
Katu, what?
Karanda.
Katu Karanda though?
Mahul Karanda.
What?
Mahul Karanda.
Anyway, you are aware. That's enough. Maybe I say Karanda tree, right? Maybe it's not correct name, but okay. Because of that, they will have to stop for about 10 months. Ultimately, if you want to, then they were planning how to do it. RDA people. They were telling, okay, we'll keep the tree like that and put it in a circular way, and we go in this way. Utter foolish idea, right? No, I mean, even not a single country is taking that type of decision. Thanks to God, it didn't happen. But ultimately, they found that type of this Karanda tree, I'll say Karanda tree, yeah? Karanda tree was there at Gampa Garden. And now these days people says, it's there everywhere in Sri Lanka. So you just imagine the Sri Lankan works, right? Okay. Site risk. So if there is any problem in site, that risk you'll have to put into the public, or you'll have to get, I mean, if you are a public, you'll have to take over. Public partner. Why? Sometimes environmental standards. You want to get the environmental feasibility report, environmental report. Sometimes private partner can't take it. It will take years and years. You go to so many places. I hope that if they have started the single window system, that will be all right. But I'm not sure these things. Anyway, construction and technical risks. Straight away you can think, to whom allocate this risk? Construction and technical risks. Actually, it's a private partner's thing. The risk is going to private partner. But sometimes some things are there. I know these examples. When I am involved with these giving advices to these PPP people. I had one time in Sri Lanka or what? Where? Bangladesh. Or somewhere I can remember. It has given to public that risk. Construction, that part, not only one risk, there were so many series of risks in construction and technical area. That risk, the delay of this risk that they have suggested to give. I was in that committee, maybe Nepal. They have given that thing to give it to public. I asked them, why are you going to give to public? Because site everything prepared by the public and they have given at a correct time to the private partner. But the road comes to the from main road to this site, you can't come. That road is horrible. So the normal way take the maybe lorry to come 10 minutes. This will take about 1 hour. So there is a risk. See, that type of things, we actually, at that time, I didn't think about that. Actually, I was not aware because it's not my country. But they says, if you want, you can go there and see. I said, no, I can understand what you say. So that risk part has given to government. Okay, this is government road, you do. So like that, it will change, right? So like that, those two, I have explained you all. Then these things you can understand. Okay, I will explain this also. Demand risk may be shared. Risk, you can't put it to public, either public or a private sector. You can share, maybe, right? It's not always, it's not like that, right? In this, we will go through that. Or mitigate through mechanisms such as minimum revenue guarantee. Demand risk, if there is if there is any problem, if they think that, okay, what is that? Say toll road or a generator, electricity. One village electricity is given on PPP basis. It has happened. Electricity and water, sometime back in Sri Lanka, they have given. I think that is correct, because you know why? In 1980, only 12% of the citizens, they have electricity at that time. Now, of course, I think 98%. But at that time, we had some PPP projects. PPP projects are there for loan. At that time, sometimes, I don't know whether at that time they were talking about PPP, maybe some other name. They are the water electricity project. But if the tariff fees, electricity charges are high, poor people, they say, no, we don't want it. අපි මේ ලාම්පු කුප්පුවල බොනද භූමිතල ලාම්පු කුප්පුවලින් ඉන්න පුළුවන් අපිට. ඔච්චර සල්ලි දීලා අපිට ගන්න ඕනේ නැහැ. So there is that guarantee. Then later the guarantee was hand over to the government. Revenue guarantee. That minimum revenue guarantee is too much. Or assigned fully to the private partner in cases where demand risk is predictable. If you feel that, okay, you can tackle it, then it goes to the private sector, because they are the people who collect electricity charge. The risk that usage of the service is different than was expected. In that case, revenues are not collected as expected. That's what I explained earlier. So like that, when you go to the next one, see, there are so many risks like that, commercial risk. You just go through that. Huh? Now you know the case. You know how to tackle commercial risk, political risk. Political risk, of course, you can't think negative political decisions affect the project badly. Yeah, when next government comes, they will stop it. They have done it, no? I mean, you Port City. I'm not talking about government's problems, right? I'm talking government X O Y. Why said Port City? How much we had to pay because of that utter, what do you call that? Utter silly mistake. We had to pay more than $200 million to the Chinese government as a penalty. Maybe one of you all aware about what is the exact amount. Now I can't remember. Those days I can remember 450 million or 175 million or 200 million, something like that. Again, they have started it. That is whose government? Yeah, Maitripal and Rani's government. Unnecessarily, they have stopped it. Without any, I don't know the foolish decisions taken by that government. Okay, regulatory risks. Those are risks. Sometimes it's very difficult to tackle. That's what I say. There is no fit solution for anything. Always it's depend on the project similarity or a nature of the project or a complexity of the project. Operational risk. Force majeure risk. Beyond the control, there are some problems. Natural disasters, floods. That type of things actually you can't hand over. Either you are a public or a private sector people, it's very difficult. Force majeure risk. Some people say force majeure. That type of risk, nobody can take. It's very difficult to say. So that is why the insurance is there. Insurance is prepared to partially take over that risk. Insurance companies are there to do that. So that is again the insurance, not the insurance. There is a place called MIGA, not MAGA. This is a MIGA, the international place. That is, they are taking a risk, the risk that cannot be transferred either to either to government or a private sector. Certain type of risk cannot be transferred through the PPP contract, such as political risk, force majeure. So for the situation, international institutions such as the Multilateral Investment Guarantee Agency, that's called MIGA, I told you all, provide political risk insurance help to mitigate this. Actually, not force majeure, this is mainly they are talking about the government's political risk. Change in legal or regulatory framework. Just go through the taxation and that type of exchange rates. When they change the exchange rates, the prices go up. So that is also again, it's coming under legal or regulatory or something like that. Default risk. If you can't do it, the partner, he has to, if it is incapable of doing that because of the money or cash flow, whatever it is, right? There's another risk, economic and financial risk. Asset ownership. Asset ownership, this is mainly coming from the This one mainly coming from the IT projects. I was involved in the e-pension project. That I had to face this problem. After 10 years later, our solution was obsolete. So these IT projects, most of the IT projects, you get that type of. Not only that, my time it has happened, but my time there was 2 projects were there. It went obsolete. One is a court automation project. I was when I was there started. I was a procurement advisor. Then there's another project called what is that? E-revenue license. That is also we'll have to rerun that one. This of course, that is revenue license. Of course, that we'll have to do some updates. But judicial project, I think you'll have to do it from the beginning. Actually, the people who are doing that, they don't know whether there was a judicial project. It is something like that. The present people can't remember. So they were asking me one day, they were trying to get advice from me. They say, sir, we are going to do that, how to do that and this. I said, no, not that you are going to do it in the first time. It was there. You check the ministry, they have all the all the documents and everything. First, you do that also it's very important for you. But the e-pension one, of course, it was starting day to end obsolete, because of the obsolete problem end. I was there. That's what I have put it there. Anyway, okay. Then now we'll come to the next one. Use of financial models to determine cost recovery and the tariff levels. Now, tariff I mean, these are the subjects that they are given to us to discuss, right? I have done a little bit of changes because the important things I have included and unnecessary things I have removed. Use of financial models to determine cost recovery and the tariff levels. Most of the subjects I have given. Financial models in PPP help estimate project viability, calculate cost recovery, and establish appropriate tariffs for services. Tariff is very important. Final results. If you are going to Colombo Katunayaka, how much you'll have to pay? That's the tariff. The deciding that tariff is very important. They are crucial, right? For determining the revenue requirements to meet investment needs, revenues, costs, and profitability, and ensure financial sustainability and attractive to private investors. Everything you will have to think about. Whether it worthwhile, value for money for the government, whether the private sector people can pay their bank loans and that type of thing, and the profit, everything. And also whether the users can bear it. You don't know, some of the people are not going to, they are not using the Katanayak highway. When I was asking them, they say, no, it's not worth. Now there are not much traffic in the through Jayala, that normal road. So we can go fast also. So no point going up and down every day. Because 400 rupees into 800 rupees for 10 days, nearly about 1 month. How many? 30 days. All 30 days they are not going, but we'll work out. 800 into 30 days, 24,000. So it is not viable for them. Therefore, they are not using the highway. So you have to think about users using practices also. Cost recovery calculation. I have given some ideas how to do this calculation. The financial model includes capital and operating expenses. That is correct, no? Debt servicing, maintenance cost, expert returns on investment, ROI. By factoring in all costs, the model calculates the minimum revenue needed for cost recovery. That model you will have to calculate. Cost recovery. Tariff setting. The financial model can simulate various tariff levels and their impact on demand. Like that, you can go to that. Optimal toll rates. PPP for water supply system. I have just given some example. I have taken some, I think. Total annual cost is 10 million. Now you suppose there is a water supply system. Total annual cost is $10 million. Operation and maintenance, everything. Population served 100,000 households. That water, like I told you, the electricity, this thing. It's a small PPP. Still they are water. Electricity, of course, now it's very rare, very difficult to find out because everywhere you get electricity board electricity, but water is not like that. Still water we are taking under PPP. So that this project annual cost is 10 million with operation, maintenance, everything, right? Capital expenditure, capex, everything. Population served only 100 households. Then the tariff you can calculate the required revenue per household is 10 million divided by 100 households. It's about $100 per household annually. Yeah. So monthly tariff. You have mentioned the source, USA. I have taken this example. Monthly tariff is 100 into 12 is 8.33 per household. One household, one house, they need 8.33 monthly. That is about, now if you calculate these days, I don't know, 8 means 300 into 8, it's about 2,000, no. 8 into, yeah. It's still about 3,000. Somewhere there. So I have given another example to, this is from, we'll see. Yes. This also I have connected to that example results to this, to explain this to you. Determining the level of tariff, affordability. Affordability. Tariff is equal to cost recovery. Annually, their tariff should be their cost recovery plus profit. They have to put the plus profit here, profit. Cost recovery is it will cover everything, capex, then the opex, everything, right? Maintenance, the bank interest, everything comes to this. It should traffic is equal to that with the profit, everything, cost recovery should be equal. Otherwise, you can't run the place. The tariff is the result of the financial model. Yes, tariff is the financial model, I mean the result of the financial model. Is the price required to cover capital expenditure? Yes, the private partner's capital expenditure. Par hadanda kiya giyada, right? Operating expenditure, OPEX. Then debt services, because they have taken money from the bank. So you'll have to pay back capital plus interest. Return on equity, right? It's a profit. ROI, return on investment, return on equity. Equity means not it's equal to, I think accountants are aware, the real difference, but I can tell you all, not the real cash, but there are so many equity agencies are there. They used to give money. Like, for example, ETF in Sri Lanka, EPF, those people are equity agents. They used to give money. Can you remember the famous problem at the central bank problem sometime back? That they have taken the money from ITF or PTF, I don't know, Provident Fund or Trust Fund. If the required tariff is too high for users to pay, example, this 2.8.33, I'm talking that I have taken from this one, that value, $8.33, the project is not affordable and may need a government subsidy. So that means you can't run the project because people are not prepared to pay that much of high this thing. They will discuss with the government and they will say, okay, we'll pay 5 or something like that. They can make some arrangement. So government has to subsidize. Not 8.33. The subsidized price is about maybe $4 for these people. The balance, government has to pay to the private sector. If there's a agreement, if there is a rate tariff, agreed tariff, the balance will have to pay by the government. What is that? There is a name in the PPP. I am asking you all, I can't remember whether I have gone through that part. What is that balance? What do you call that? I think I told you all last lecture. Anyway, I'm not going to take the time. Availability gap funding. Availability gap funding. AGF. Did I tell you all the last lecture? නැත්තම් නැහැ කියන බය ටක් ගාලා. Available gap funding කියලා කිව්වද මම? කවුරුත් නැද්ද මේ ක්ලාස් එකේ? There are so many people. Somebody give answer. වැරදුනට කමන්නේ මොනවත් වැරද්ද කියන්නේ කවුද කියලා මම මොනවත් පේන්නේ නැහැ මට. ඒ හින්දා කමන්නේ කියන්නේ. මම මතක් කළාද නැත්තේ? No, one at a time. One at a time.
No, sir.
All right, okay, no. I'll take as a no. Okay, that is the, now this, for example, you can understand now, right? 8.33 final user will have to pay the tariff. They are not agreed. They don't, they are not using the water. they will go to the well like those days and they will do it. එහෙමනේ කියන්නේ මිනිස්සු. නෑ නෑ අපිට ලින්දෙන් ගන්න එක හොඳයි. So then they can't do anything to the government. Government will give the subsidy to the subsidized price to the villagers. Maybe 4 rupees. Then the balance, 4.33 balance, is called availability gap funding. Sometimes some people say availability funding, but the correct name is availability gap funding. If there is any problem, you ask me. Yeah? මටත් හොඳයි මට ටික වෙලාවක් විනාඩියක් විතර නිකන් ඉන්න පුළුවන්. You ask anything. If you cannot understand this, I'm sure you can't understand everything in this lecture, all slides. But when you go to home and if you are really like to study today itself, you can read everything and find out. You ask maybe your friend or otherwise ask me. I'll have given my numbers and everything. Some students are asking me some problems. Not only these things, there are some procurement officers, they are having the problems, they used to ask me. So, sensitivity analysis. It is also, now go through that and see. It's easy to understand. Break-even analysis. That is also, you can understand, because I thought the time is going very fast. This 2 years is not enough, I mean, 5:40. What's the time? Yeah. How many things that you'll have to get? Okay. The other one is the role of insurance. I think 164. What is it? 164. Yeah, 16. Yeah, under 16164 is what is that? 164 is role of insurance. The number cost recovery, maybe water supply system. Right here, sensory, right? Okay. Another subtitle is the role of insurance. I was telling to you all, one stakeholder is an insurance company. Now, we'll just remind these stakeholders, public, that is a government or ministry or agency or ICTA or somebody, right? Electricity board or somebody, government. Then private sector. That is the private sector party. And the other one is user. Before comes to the user, user. Those are the main three people, user. But I told you last time, P, right? 4 Ps. There are people also involved as a stakeholder, right? People also involved. That is community, the cooperative society, the community of some organization in village, not Tavangalladara Samitiya. I'm talking about a little bit high level. Then I told you some other organization name also last time. What is the organization I told you? Under 4P, I told you all, public sector, private sector, user, and one other party. Oh my God, you can't remember. Huh? People.
Yeah.
Very good. People. I'm talking about the people is correct. That is the short name. For examples you give, communities, cooperative societies, another one I told you all. Sarvodaya. No. Yeah. Sarvodaya. I told you all. Another stakeholder. Right. In addition to that, actually, I can't put you that diagram. I have done one diagram somewhere. I have removed from here, I think, correct. I'll give you next day that diagram. How these people are coming to the scene. Now, private partner, of course, he will have to, he can't fund on his own, right? He can't fund. It's a big amount. Therefore, he's taking money from the bank. And also, not only the private partner, the insurance company is also involved. Can you remember that some areas are there, the insurance party, they will have to insure. Because that risk can't taken by the government or a private sector, the force majeure and all that type of things. So they will have to give it to the insurance company. And some risk coming in because of the political law change, some new regulations. That is also that insurance, you will have to insure with the insurance company. Because public entity, say for example, Sri Lanka Railway or RDA, government side, and the private partner who is coming from, say, Singapore, both parties can't take that risk. Government regulation change risk. So that goes to the insurance corporation or insurance company or MIGA. I have given that today lecture. International or national insurance company, they will have to insure. They have to pay a lot of money, but can't help it. You'll have to insure. Right, okay. Now we'll come to this thing. The role of insurance, risk mitigation, not elimination. Actually, insurance always saying transfers the financial impact of a risk to an insurer. It does not stop the risk. Insurance policy is to do this type of insurance to mitigate the risk. Insurer, we don't know insurer, either public sector or a private sector, right? Who is the person doing the insurance? Is the insurer. They transfer that risk in financial way as a financial impact to the other partner or a project. It does not stop risk. Normally, risk you can't stop. You can't eliminate risk anywhere, right? I always telling, I think from the beginning, I was saying risk mitigation. Always I said risk mitigation. You can't stop risk. Now I have given an example here. It does not stop the risk. For example, a fire from happening. A fire. කවුරුත් නැතිලාක insurance company එකම ගිනි ගත්තා නම් insurance company ගිනි ගත්තා කිව්වොත් you might miss up everything. Bank fire එකට destroy වුණා නම් ඕන තරම් වෙන්නේ ඔය 7-Eleven වල වෙච්ච එකක් තියෙද්දි මේ බැංකුවක් ගිනි ගන්න එක එච්චර වැඩක්. So you can't stop the fire, So if everything destroyed, that risk, no stopping. Insurable risk are there. Some are mitigation, some insurance risk, those things are there. Typically, risks are well understood and can be priced. I told you all financial impact, one place to other place. Price, for example, construction. They are, of course, they name that all risk insurance. I think vehicle also they give full insurance mean all risk insurance. If something happens to the car, destroy completely, they will give the full money. That's called all risk insurance. Third party liability. A vehicle is very good example to explain to students. All risk, full insured vehicle. Third party liability, you know third party, right? If something happen, the X car goes and hit with a Y car, X is having a third party insurance. So X is not getting anything. Damage has happened, but X is not getting anything. But the damage happened to Y, they will have to pay from the X parties, third party insurance. Right. Business interruption also, something like that. Insurable risk. Business interruption. I think I have given some example further down. I think you can understand that. Then uninsurable risk. Most macro risks, not micro, macro risks. For example, demand risk, political risk, currency risk. Currency risk is not a easy micro risk. It's a macro risk at that time. Because 150, it was dollar was about 150 rupees. Before COVID in Sri Lanka, it has gone up to 365 rupees. I had to face that severe problem in Sri Lanka at that time. I am the responsible person as a procurement advisor to His Excellency the President. I have to face that serious problems. COVID time, I was there. So I never forget in my history, in my life, that type of two special procurement I handle. One is, I don't know if I told you all, vaccine, COVID vaccine. I'm still happy in my life. I have stopped maybe about 3,000, 4,000 people's lives. And the other one is because of this problem, that exchange rate problem. The dal, for example, Mysore dal was 260 rupees a kilo. It has gone up to 650 rupees. Not purely on currency risk, but the freight charges, everything, all over the world. We had only 3 days food stuff to prison, police, hospitals, Army, Navy, Air Force. For all these people, we had only 3 days stuff. Nobody knows. Very few people were aware. I had to do special procurement arrangements. Still I can remember. President was telling Christy, we have selected you as a president's advisor. You are the main person in Sri Lanka on procurement, expert. That is why we appoint you. Do something. This is the situation. It's a nice story to explain for about 1 hour, but we don't have enough time to explain that. But it's a very good example. If I can write a book on that, it will be a very helpful to procurement people in future in this country. Okay. Are not insurable. Yeah, this type of demand risk, political risk, and the currency risk, that type of things are not insurable in the commercial market. Commercial market, they don't take that type of insurance because they don't want to take a risk. Take a risk again. Cost. Insurance premiums are a project cost included in the final model and ultimately paid by the user via tariffs of the government. Whatever said and done, right? The money we are going to pay to insurance company, one of these reasons, we will have to play, we will have to share. It is something like that. Very recent example I will give you to you all. Now, the government is trying to get about 1,725 double cabs. All right. That money is our money, your money. Your mother, father, or you taking a salary to use your personal things, utilities, but you are paying indirectly that money. So that means when the double cab is going on the road with a minister, you can say that tire is mine. One of the tire is mine. You can say without any fear because you have given money from taxes you are paying to the government. Right. Another one, the role of insurance risk mitigation. The role of insurance risk mitigation. Insurance plays a major role in mitigation risk in PPP projects by transferring specific risk, right? I told you all. From the project stakeholders to insurance providers. That's a normal thing. Actually, it's not necessary to explain here. Anyway, effective insurance strategies enhance project security, attract investment, and ensure financial stability throughout the project life cycle. Insurance is an essential risk mitigation tool, providing coverage for various risks that can impact the project success. By transferring certain risks to insurers, the PPP project reduces its exposure to unpredictable losses that I have given very fast, although I am explaining you very, very slowly, because this one you can understand, you can read and understand. Few common insurance are given below. Common insurance in this PPP. Construction insurance, it's very easy to understand, man. Building we are taking insurance. Like that construction insurance. Liability insurance. Third-party liability, including property damage, bodily injured, or other liabilities arising from the project operations. Liability insurance protects both the private and public partners from unforeseen legal claims. Unforeseen legal claims. Both parties you can cover from liability insurance. Operational risk insurance. political and regulatory. I told you all these in force majeure insurance, right? And key, very important insurance in PPP, private public partnership, important the insurance, risk transfer. Financial protection. That's also you can read. Investor confidence. Yes, investor confidence I will explain you all. Now you are doing the insurance with some insurance company, Migao, some global insurance company. You will get the private partner. As a private partner, you will get some confidence on your project. So then the bank will support you. Bank will give you funds to do this thing. You know, bank loan, you take a bank loan and start the project. You know those things. But only in the insurance project, sorry, some of the activities, if you want to do the insurance investor people will do it. If insurance will do it, the other people, right, having some sort of confidence with the bank and everybody. Your bank says, okay, we will lend you money because you are insured. If you goes wrong, that we can make it your insurance. Right, compliance. That is also you can go through and see. 1.7, solution options analysis. This is actually, there should be a solution for the options that you are using to your problem. That is called solution options analysis. That's why it's put in here. Moving from the problem to the preferred solution. It's not maybe the 100% correct solution, but preferred solution. Okay. Problem, solution. I have given here. You can go through that. Yeah, it's nothing to explain. I have just, it's nothing to explain. This one, solution options analysis for PPP. This is the process evaluating different approaches. Yeah, the most suitable approach to structuring and delivering the public-private partnership. Okay. Key components. Assessment of delivery models, right? Compare traditional public procurement with PPP structure like BOT, DBFO, etc. to determine the most effective delivery method. Now, assessment of delivery models. Now, you know the traditional procurement. That is now day-to-day you are doing traditional procurement. That is called paper-based procurement. Any procurement now these days you are doing, if it is not PPP, there are some other models we are coming later. But normally I can explain you now at this moment. The traditional procurement means the paper-based procurement. Now you are doing these days. You will have to, in against that, you will have to introduce some solution, some options. Either it can be a BOT, boot, or DBFO. Like some other things also depending on the suitability. You did all these things earlier to determine the most effective delivery method. The results getting from the bot may be different from the boot last results, right? Therefore, you'll have to find out what is the best for your particular project. Another one, risk analysis and allocation that we discuss all over the page, right? Identify key project risk. Okay, you know that. And allocate them to the party best positioned to manage them, public or private, that we discuss. I have given some other thing also, value for money analysis. You go through the value for money analysis on your project, and you ensure the selected option, whether BOT, or whatever it is, provides optimal public value, maximum public value through cost effectiveness and performance efficiency. Check whether the method you are going to, the option you are going to select is you get the value for money and the best value for money, VFM, to the government as well as you, if you are a private sector. Stakeholder input. Engage with stakeholders to consider perspectives from government, private partners, and communities. That also you'll have to consider when you are selecting a method or a option. Type. You can say anything. BOT, like that. Recommendation. Choose the best, again, say the same thing. Choose the best solution that balances risk, cost, and project objective while meeting public service needs, right? Okay. Filtering the options. How to process that I don't want to explain you all. It's easy. I have taken from this from somewhere, I can't remember. First, you get the loan list, right? Brainstorm all possible solutions to the need. Then you filter the list and get the short list, technically possible crowd. Maybe the select, after doing the evaluation, select the best person. Then the VFM screen and the preferred option, select the single best option to move to a full feasibility study. After all these things, think all things, analyze all the things, then fill in all these things, preferred option. 1.8, economic valuation versus economic valuation. By MSc level, I have put the MSc level. Maybe that this one I'm not going to give it to other computer graduate lectures. Maybe anyway, there are so many things. But anyway, I have put MSc level. Criteria: financial appraisal, bankability, whether you get enough finance, profit, everything. Not enough, it's a bad word. Reasonable profit. Economic appraisal, desirability, how it fit to that user's use. Perspective, private partner, project company, and a society or the country. Measures: actual cash flow, profits, tariffs, cost to society and benefits, valuation, and question. Question, we'll come to this finally. Is the project profitable? Financial appraisal. Yes. Right? If it is not, don't select that option. Then you go to the economic appraisal. Whether is the project good for society? Whether it's suitable for society or society will accept it. If yes, you go this option, otherwise go for another option. Economic valuation and value assessment. Mainly cost benefit analysis, CBA. Another one is NPV, maybe you have heard. Net present value in procurement. Maybe you have used this word earlier in your other lessons. NPV. Economic impact assessment. Then you go to the value for money, always we discuss. Affordability analysis, yes. These steps are critical for making informed decision about pursuing, structuring, and financing PPP project. Selecting a PPP project and the option is very important. You'll have to assure these conditions are okay. Evaluation of PPP proposals. Again, it's something closer to the 1.8. Choosing the right partner the right way. In one word, it says that everything that we discuss in 1.8. Choosing the right option. I mean, not the option. Here they say partner, private partner. For that, you'll have to choose the correct option. Huh? Then you come to the evaluation. In evaluation, you have already select the option, whether it's BOT or BOOT. Then you come to the evaluation of that proposal. Why are you doing the evaluation? To choose the right partner the right way to success this PPP. Okay. This is the normal thing. Procurement process first. RFQ, request for qualification, create shortlist. Long list shortlist karla. Bidders with the capacity to deliver. You'll have to find out a private partner to have a capacity to deliver this PPP. I don't know whether I'm fast, but I'll have to little bit fast. Not much. Now it's come. Then RFP. You may study the RFP, request a proposal. You send it to the RFP, the shortlist firms, and do it. Then take down their bids or proposals. Your procurement team, you appoint a procurement committee. Undertake if you want the technical evaluation committee, bid evaluation committee or a proposal evaluation committee. Do the evaluation and go for award to the correct person. Now, I think, I can't ask you all, I can't see you all, right? This is the problem of the Zoom lectures. This is a common problem, you can't help it. So if you miss some place or if you cannot understand, you just ask me separately. Okay, we are here, right? Okay. Last area, evaluation of PPP proposals. That is very important and this is little bit confusing. Therefore, I think you will have to come for next 2 lectures without fail because it's very important. Evaluation of PPP proposals. I don't know whether, wait a minute, 40. No, I have not put it here. What's the time? Right, next day I can explain you all. Right, evaluation of PPP proposals. On competitive bidding, public initiated. Public initiated. I don't know whether you will get little bit complicated. Right. I will just explain you all. In these PPPs, there are two models. Competitive bidding is there, both two models, but the evaluation method is different. Here, the public initiated means, I will explain you here simply. There are two types of PPPs. One is called solicited proposals, that is public initiated. That means the government is having in his plan, in his budget, already sent it to the treasury. This project is going to do it. We hope in his master plan he'll have to explain. If the Ministry of Education, your secretary will have to send the master plan. In master plan, you will have to mention. That is why it says public initiated, government initiated. That is one. That is called, next day we are talking, that is called solicited proposal. Okay, you keep that proposal separately and we'll come to the other one. Other one means that is unsolicited proposals. So that means government is not aware about this proposal. He is not going to start this proposal like this. He doesn't know anything about this proposal. Say that this Pali got a garbage bomb blast. That issue. Government never thought that they want to have a garbage destroying method, garbage converting method or something like that in their the plan. I'm 100% sure they have not put it there. But immediately they could have, if it's a correct good government, they could have done that, planned that. But suddenly there was a fire. Then they start to do that. Then some people came, outsiders, foreign people. They came with their proposal. Government didn't ask anything. It was not in their plan. They didn't ask anything. But some investors came with the proposal and submitted to government. It's a very good proposal. That is called unsolicited proposal, USP. It's a very good area. We will discuss next day. Right. Now, once PPP proposals are submitted by private partner, here they are talking about public initiated. That means the solicited proposal. The evaluation process starts and determine which proposal best meets the most suitable private partner for the project. Then you will have to evaluate and select as a normal project what is the best partner. They will have to do two steps evaluation. They will have to do. One is technical evaluation. Another one is financial evaluation. I think if you are aware about procurement, you know this procurement method that is called two-stage procurement. Initially, you go for the technical evaluation, then you go for a financial evaluation. Now see that you will have to do it. First, get the proposal, go to the technical evaluation and give the marks. Checks the feasibility of design, technology, and operational plans, etc. Give the marks. That is called technical score. Financial evaluation. After that, you open the financial evaluation. Till then, as a procurement advisor or as a procurement consultant in your department, you will have to keep it under lock and key. All financial proposals. You are sending to the technical evaluation committee or procurement committee only the financial proposals. Sorry, only the technical proposal. First ask them to do the technical evaluation. Now I will give you a little bit more explanation on that. Two envelope system. I told you all. First technical proposal, detail the solution, design, technology, and this is evaluated by first. First, you will have to evaluate all the technical part. It is typically marked as a pass-fail. Does it meet the minimum technical requirement? If failed, the bidder is disqualified. Give the marks. You decide on your bid document. If the technical pass marks is 70, if the bidder gets more than 70 only, 70 or more than 70 only, you'll have to clearly mention it the bidding document. Some people say more than 70, then when it comes to then if your procurement people are under corruption, the person who's having 70, they will reject it. Something will happen like that. It has happened in Sri Lanka. Okay. But if 70 also, you better mention, what is it, 70 or more? Or more than 70. Clearly mention that, those things. It will go to the Supreme Court also, big tenders. Some screwed, corrupted officers are using these type of things, loopholes. Right. You make it pass-fail basis in this PPP. But there are so many evaluation methods. I think you can learn, not from, I don't know whether I'm handling it. These two-stage technical evaluation methods are there. This is pass-fail. If the people get more than 70 marks, those are pass, qualified. If they are not taking less than 70 marks, their bid is rejected. The second one, envelope 2, the financial proposal, contains the price, tariff. Why tariff? Because this is a PPP. Tariff is an essential part. Not only computers dahak gannawa ගෙනෙමේ. Not only the price. Price has to mention the tariff. The availability gap payment. They will have to mention in their bid. In the RFP, you mentioned that. Bidder will have to say, okay, government will have to pay availability gap. Say that we'll go to that water example. Availability gap, you'll have to pay $5. Whether the government is not prepared to pay, it's a different issue. You can negotiate, that is after that you'll have to do according to the situation. This envelope is only open for bidders who pass the technical evaluation. Pass එකනට එක විතරයි open කරන්නේ මේ method එකේදී. ඇයි, why is that? Because, the corruption, you'll have to mitigate corruption and fraudulent practices. It's a separate lesson in this procurement, not in procurement. All over the world, even in Sri Lanka also, corruption is very high. That is what happened to this country. So you'll have to mitigate this corruption. This prevents the evaluation team from being biased by a low price bid. You just check. Actually, if this is a Zoom class, it's difficult to explain you all, right? If it is a physical class, of course, I could have done nicely. Anyway, I try my best. Now, say, without seeing the financial proposals, right? Without seeing that, the evaluation team don't know what is their price. They know only the technical price. So they will consider all past people, right? I'll take A, B, C. A is 90 marks, B is 85, C is 80. Now you know technical marks. Then you open the financial proposal. They are also here is a public opening. Na? Anybody can come, bidders. Here it's not necessary to be a public opening. Right, that is a different issue. ABC is there. A technical marks 90. B technical marks 85. C marks 80. Then you open the financial proposal. Then who is the lowest? You select that guy. 80% you select. So in this case, why I say this prevents the evaluation team from being biased by a low price. Now see, evaluation committee, corrupted people are there, they get together. Then when they will meva, Lanka procurement meva. They get together and select. They are thinking, okay, we will select B. Right? We will select B. Because they are biased for him. They will select B. In that case, they will give low marks to B. Technical low marks to B. And he is the person who will open the technical proposal, he will select. That is the fraud that technical evaluation can do that. That is why they have not done that. So that means, I don't know whether you understand it. Say, for example, that if you open the prices first, we'll put it that way. If you open the prices first, you know who is the lowest price guy. So accordingly, you can give you can select that guy. You can give more marks. Anyway, if you have problem, I will explain you again later, not today. Right. Evaluation of PPP proposals, risk assessment, legal and compliance review, value for money analysis, personal capabilities. This is a systematic process. Selecting the winner. Now here, I don't know whether you have done QCBS, you have not done because I am doing that lectures. That is selection of consultant. I'm sure that you have not done that lectures. Have you done QCBS in your lecture series? Quickly, can Gala?
Yes, we have done.
You have done. So that means you have done the selection of consultant also.
Yes.
I did some lectures, isn't it?
Sir.
Yeah. I did that selection of consultant. Yeah, one lecture I did. I don't know this one. Least cost selection, you are aware, no? Right. So then this PPP, this one, this is the best way to use these things. Either least cost selection, LCS, or quality cost based selection. Both are consultant selection methods. Now we LCS for a simplest method. The small PPP project, it's good. A bidder must pass a minimum technical score about 75 out of 100. That you will have to mention in the bid document. Of those who passed, the winner is the one with the lowest financial bid, lowest price. So you select all the people more than 75 marks and go to the price proposal, open it and see the one we discussed. Open it and see the lowest financial bid will selected. Oh, it's very simple, small. Say, for example, this is common for simple, well-defined project. For example, a simple road, 1 kilometer from, say, where? Kolupitiya to Bambalapitiya. Or something like small land for building development project. Small land for building development project. You all are having lands. You are a government guy. Okay. Say, for example, road development, no. Agriculture, no. You take that railway department. Railway department is having so many unused lands all over the country. I can remember some time back, we were, when I was in the information technology, ICTA, I was trying to start that this fiber wiring, IT wiring. So I discussed with the railway department to use their signal post for our fiber cabling this thing. They didn't agree. They're the foolish people. They didn't agree that time. So for us also, we could have spent a lot of money for that. Then we stopped. After that, only this SLT did this fiber line. Okay, anyway. Now, small land for building development project. Yeah. So they have a lands also. Now, if they prepare to give a land to somebody under PPP, it's a small PPP project. You can do it in the same way or unsolicited. It's a different way that I will teach you next time. Okay. This one, method 2, cost based selection. This is more common for complex projects. The bid is given a total score based on a weighted average of the technical and financial proposal. Example, total score is equal to 80% of X financial score plus 20% of technical score. This allows a high quality technical solution to win, even if it is not the cheapest. So there, I think you have used this.
It should be changed, right?
18%
18% finance.
Hello.
18% financial technical score. In the example.
Wait a minute. Total score is equal to 80% of financial score, 20% of technical score. This is something like this. You are correct, because your lecture, I think you learned that this 20/80. 20 is for the financial score, 80 is for the technical score. But this is also correct, right? Because this is not the consultancy project. Although we are using the consultancy QCBS, this is not the consultancy. You don't want to have a very highly technical matters. PPP may be a road construction. Now here we were talking about road construction, housing construction. Now there is a thing called, now say for example, NAPP. There is a guideline in Sri Lanka, Treasury, for these PPP projects. They were talking about what type of procurement that you'll have to do it. Mostly roads, hospitals, water, right? Not the consultancy. So the consultancy part is very low. Therefore, here the financial is the most important. That is why I have put financial 80% weight, technical 20%. Because there's no much, because this can be changed. 20, 80, 30, 70, like that, 10, 90, like that. But here is the other way. But if it is a consultancy, you are 100% correct. You'll have to put 24 financial, 84 technical. I think you understood that. Now, if you want, you ask question again. Huh? Give me one few minutes to finish this. This allows a high quality technical solution to win. I put that part. Then you are correct. Your question is correct. My explanation is not, this is controversial. I could have put, this allows high price proposal or high technical solution to win, even if it is not the cheapest. It's a different issue. Yeah. You are correct. If I put this part, I'll have to change this 80-20 either way, the other side. Here 20, here 80. When I put this part, but actually I meant the previous one. I'm the one who did this mistake. It should go the other way. 20 financial, 20 technical, 80 financial. But here I could have said the financial solution to me. That is why it says the other word is correct, even if it is not the cheapest. Anyway, I will look into that matter again. If there's any problem, you ask me. I will explain you. Right. But I have a problem here. I have a problem here because it came to your exam last time. So I was doing the moderating that question paper. That this type of question came. Some of these people gave a different way, others give the other different way. Weighted score, weighted technical score, you have given a different way, some people. It's a different issue that, but it's a little bit of confusion. But you can make it confused. You can sort it out. It's not a problem, right? This is what I told. According to that, this allows high quality technical solution to win, even if it is not the cheapest. No. This is controversial, this area. I will correct it later. Okay. The institution role. Now, what are your institution? Now, say, for example, railway department or a road RDA. What are your What are your roles? I think you can read it quickly. Oh my God, it took some time. Overseeing, guiding. This involves overseeing, guiding, and ensuring the success of the project throughout its life cycle. Project management team. These are the things that project management team ensure. Coordinate day-to-day management of the PPP project. Manage stakeholder communication and engagement. Stakeholder means that the private person's work. Handle risk management and dispute resolution. Risk management very important. Dispute resolution, I think next day we are going to discuss in the PPP dispute resolutions. Because this lecture series, we don't cover 100%, but we cover, I prepare this lecture series. You will get all the details, but it's very, very big subject, right? The PPP ecosystem environment required for PP is success. PPP ecosystem means that the environment required for the PP is success. If you are doing a private PPP project successfully, you need to prepare an ecosystem. That's called, there's a new word, right? PPP ecosystem properly. That's the outside support. You'll have to get the permit from this place, that place, like that. You'll have to do a lot of things. Now, who are the key institutions involved that? Cabinet and Treasury in high level. Cabinet and Treasury. That the gatekeeper. එතෙන් තමයි ඉස්සල්ලාම යන්න තියෙන approval ගන්න ආරාමයක් කරන්න තියෙන එතනින්. Then PPP unit, your unit. You'll have to follow that NAPP. I don't know, because this is also one story is there. NAPP, the previous government, they appoint NAPP to do this guideline, not the procurement commission, NAPP. But they did the draft and they sent it to National Procurement Commission. At that time, I was there. To our approval, review and approval. But we couldn't do it because they dissolved National Procurement Commission. I told you all. So like that, we couldn't do that. But the real way is this. Then it goes to the line ministry. PP unit prepare the proposal and get the approval. You send it to the line ministry, your secretary. Right? So the secretary, after that, get the approval. Cabinet now, now it's a high-level procurement committee. It goes to that and get the approval. Then regulators. Regulators are the people who give permits, right? PUCSL, that is a Public Utility Commission of Sri Lanka. Like that, you get a lot of people to get the approval for that. It goes enforces standards and approves tariffs. That is PUSL. I think this is, I have taken some electric PPP. So then institutional roles. This is what I was telling. Institutional roles. National Agency for PPP. NAPPP. Otherwise, you will have to check from the Public Finance Department what is the new guideline they have given. This one, government institutions, right? Regulatory framework, monitoring oversights, and all these things. This one, regulatory bodies. Yes, you can read. And these guidelines. These are the first guidelines. It came in 1998. So then they revised to the part 2. I explained this previously. Okay, this is what I have to say. That problem area I'll sort out and I will give you next day, or I'll tell you all. Do you have, anyway, I'll take another 5-10 minutes. Do you have any problem, questions? Other than the QCBS formula, you have any questions? No questions? Ladies, no questions? Gentlemen? Yeah. This lecture is, I think, a little bit difficult, because this is the little bit advanced area. The other two lectures also not this much difficult, but You get the Swiss challenge, unsolicited proposals, compensation methods. Those are very important. Therefore, you can participate for that.
Sir, I have a question.
Yeah.
In selecting a, PPP partner, what are the financial consideration? Because in selecting a contractor, we are checking their bidding amount, and also
Yes.
when we are selecting a consultant, we are checking their financial proposal. And in PPP partner, what portion we have to consider in the financial aspect?
I think you just mixed up. Consultancy, you are thinking about the quality, technical.
Quality and the cost. Yes.
No, not the cost. Wait a minute. Right? Now say take QBS, quality-based selection. There you don't
Yes.
take prices, right? Only the quality. Anything other than the LCS, in consultancy, you get QCBS, QBS, FBS, LCS, QS, and IC. Those are the consultancy selection methods. QCBS, quality, cost, and other thing. Then QBS, quality mainly. Then LCS, not the quality. Quality, we give marks 70. If it is more than 70, it's okay in LCS. I'm talking about consultancy, yeah? LCS.
Yes, sir. I have the issue regarding the PPP.
PPP,
Yes.
you can use PPP, these methods. Now,
Yes.
you can't say the QCBS only for consultancy. No. That is why new part here.
No, sir, I have the problem. What portion we have to consider their
Right. Yeah. You are
profit
talking about.
margin, or what we have to take into consider in considering the financial part, profit margin, or what we have to take.
Right. Okay. The portion, weight,
Yes.
right? You are talking about weight. That X, no, that this one you are talking about. I will go through it again. That gentleman asked me. I told you I will explain it later. Wait a minute. No, somewhere here there was yeah.
Not the percentage part, sir. It is clear to me the percentage in financial aspect. What they give for us, what they offer for us.
Yeah, actually, that this PPP, I'll put it this way. The PPP, the main thing is price proposal.
Yes.
Number one is, the prominent thing is price proposal. Right? That price, not the quality, not the technical. But technical also there's little way, technical also there. There should be some technical part also. Now, say for example, if it is a road, they will have to give the mixture of sulfur that the අපි කියන්නේ අර මොනවද අර ගල් අඟුරු තාර මොකද්ද mixture එකක් තියෙන්නේ. ඒකේ that you will have to give the percentage. Tar this much, the stone this much, like that, metal this much, you'll have to give the percentage. That is actually the quality part. But it's not the main part. Main part is financial. I think I give you the answer, correct answer.
සර් මට පැහැදිලි නැත්තේ ෆයිනෑන්ෂල් පාර්ට් එකෙන් ඒගොල්ලෝ මොනවද අපිට දෙන්නේ ෆයිනෑන්ෂලි මොකක්ද ඒගොල්ලෝ මෙන්ෂන්
Right.
කරන්නේ.
Right. Then araka clear ne? That is clear. Financial is the prominent part.
Yes, it is clear to me.
Right. That is why I have given in this example 80% for a financial. Wait. 80% for the financial, 20% for the technical. That is because the technical part, the financial part is priority here. That is number one, your question. The next question you ask is, in a financial, ඒ කියන්නේ price proposal එකෙන් මොනවද ඒගොල්ලන් දෙන්නේ කියන එකනේ.
ඔව් සර් මොනවාද ඒගොල්ලෝ ඔෆර් කරන්නේ දැන් බිඩර් දැන් අපි කොන්ට්‍රැක්ටර් කෙනෙක් නම් බිඩ් ප්‍රයිස් එක. ඒ කියන්නේ අපි අපේ ජොබ් එක කරන්න මේ කොස්ට් එකට අපිට කරලා
Right.
දෙනවා.
Right. I understand. It's very easy. One is price. Price means not the price. It's a tariff. Right? I have given here. Wait a minute. I'll explain that. One is tariff. Under economical this thing I have given you. It's okay. I'll go through that and I will let you know. Solution, no. One is tariff, not the price. Goods නම් ඔයා කිව්වා වාගේ price එක තමයි අපි priority දෙන්නේ. Price එකටත් priority දෙනවා කියලා කියමුකෝ. Price එක අපි ගන්න. නමුත් මේකෙදි price එක නෙමේ. මේකෙදි ගන්නේ tariff එක. Tariff මෙතෙන් මම දාලා තියෙනවා tariff එක. අනිත් එක තමයි අර availability gap එක. Availability gap, where is that? Wait a minute. Go up. Domin. Yeah. Financial proposal. බලාගෙන දින්න ඔයා? අහගෙන දින්නේ?
ඔව් සර්.
Financial proposal contains the price. Price කියලා commonly කිව්වට අර නිකන් තේරුම් ගන්න මේකේ financial contains the price කියනකට වඩා හොඳයි financial proposal කියන එක. හැබැයි price උත් included. හැබැයි price කියලා මේ කියන්නේ ඔයා කියප එකත් හොඳයි. මම මේකත් වෙනස් කරන්න price කියන එකත්. ඇත්තටම කන්සිඩර් කරන්නේ එකක් ටැරිෆ් එක. ඒ කියන්නේ කොච්චර charge කරනවද toll එක, ටැරිෆ් එක. අනිත් එක තමයි availability gap payment එක. ඔය තමයි main two things. අර ටැරිෆ් එකෙන් cover කරන්න බැරි නම් government එක කීයක් ගෙවනවද? ගෙවන්න ඕනේද කියලා එයා කියනවා. ඔන්න ඔය දෙක තමයි කන්සිඩර් කරන්නේ financial proposal එකේදී.
Okay sir, understood. Thank you.
Yeah.
සර් උදාහරණයක් විතර ගත්තොත් දැන් හයිවේ එකක් හදන්න අරගෙන ඒ හයිවේ එකේ මේ ටෝල් ගේට් එකෙන් ගන්න charges තමයි financial proposal එකට එන්න ඕනනේ.
මොකද ආයසරක් කියන්නේ?
දැන් මේ වගේ ප්‍රොජෙක්ට් එක උදාහරණයක් විතර ගත්තම දැන් අපි හිතමු මේකෙන් හයිවේ එකක් හදනවා කියලා.
ඔව්.
හයිවේ එකක් හදලා එතකොට හයිවේ එක ඒ ප්‍රයිවට් කම්පැනි එක හරි මොන හරි ඒක ඒගොල්ලෝ මේන්ටේන් කරනවා කාලයක් යනකම් ඒකෙදි ඒගොල්ලෝ charge කරන ටෝල් ගේට් එකේදී charge කරන amount එක තමයි මේ financial proposal එක වෙන්නේ නේ.
ඔව් ඒක දෙනවා. මේ මෙතන ඇත්තටම මම මේක දුන්න කොයිද හරි. ඔයගොල්ලන්ගේ එක මේක ඇති. දැන් මේක ටැරිෆ් එකයි O&M එක. ඒ කියන්නේ operation and maintenance cost එක. අර මම කොහෙද දුන්න මේකෙදිම දෙකක් තැනක දුන්නා මම ඒක ඔමින්ද මම ඒකත් පෙන්වන්න ඔයගලන්ට අර අපි ටික වේගින් ගිහින්ද ඔයාලට ඔයගලන්ට මේක තේරෙන්න පොඩ්ඩක් මෑවෙන්න ඇති ඒක no පොඩ්ඩක් ඉන්න right. So, මෙන්න මේකෙදි ටැරිෆ් කිව්වහම ගොඩාක් දේවල් එක්කහුව වෙනවා මෙතන ටැරිෆ් කිව්වහම cost recovery ඔක්කොම cost recovery කියන එක තමයි ටැරිෆ් කියලා කියන්නේ ඒ කියන්නේ බලන්න කැපිටල් එකක් යනවා. The tariff is the result of the financial model. It is the price required to come. මේකම ගන්න බෑ. තව මේවා වෙනස් වෙන තැන් තියෙන එක කිව්වේ මේක හරි සංකීර්ණ the very complex subject එකක්. Anyway මේ මම සෑහෙන explain කරනවා ඔයගලන්ට tariff කියලා කියන්නේ cost recovery private company එකේ. එතකොට ඒකට අයත් වෙනවා මේ tariff කියන එකට අයත් වෙනවා ඒගොල්ලන් අර ගෙවන charge එක. ඒකත් tariff තමයි කියන්නේ. toll කියලා කියන්නේ අපි. toll කියලා කියන්නේ අන්න ඒක. ඔය කටුනායකයේදී රුපියල් 400ක් ගෙවන්නේ ඒක. ඒක. ඊට පස්සේ capital expenditure. මේක හදන්න කොච්චර ගියාද? ඊට පස්සේ operating expenditure. ඒ කියන්නේ OM. operating and the maintenance. අර මිනිස්සුම දාලා සල්ලි ගන්නවා, පාර කැඩිච්චාම හදනවා, ඒ operation and maintenance. ඊට පස්සේ debt service. loan එකක් ගත්තා, ඒ loan එකේ capital එක ගෙවන්න ඕනේ කොටස. ඒ වලට interest ගෙවන්න ඕනේ. ඒ ටික කරන්න ඕනේ. ඊට පස්සේ return on equity, profit එක. ඒ company නිකන් කරන්නේ නැහැ, ඒ company ට profit එකකුත් තියෙනවා. ඒව ටික මේ ඔක්කොම එක්කව වෙච්චාම තමයි මීට අමතරව තවත් තියෙනවනේ. දැන් මේ තියෙන ටැරිෆ් එක මදි වුණොත් එහෙම තව එකක් තියෙනවා ගැප් කියලා. අර අපි කතා කළේ ඒ කියන්නේ අර මේ මොකක්ද ඒකට කිව්වේ අපි ගැප් කියලා කිව්වේ මේ අර මේ බැලන්ස් එක. ඒ බැලන්ස් එක ගෙවන එක ආණ්ඩුවෙන් ගෙවන එක. ටැරිෆ් එකෙන් කව කරන්නේ නැත්නම් මේකෙන් මේ මිනිස්සුන්ට කව වෙන්නේ නැත්නම් එහෙම ආණ්ඩුවෙන් ගෙවන්න ඕනේ ගවර්න්මන්ට් ගැප් එක. government availability gap කියලා කිව්වේ. government availability gap. අර මදි අඩුපාඩුව ආණ්ඩුවෙන් ගෙවන්න ඕනේ. ඒක මේ ඔක්කොම එක්කව වෙච්චාම තමයි සම්පූර්ණ cost එක තියෙන්නේ. affordability එක තියෙන්නේ එතන තමයි. ඒක ඇතුලේ ඔක්කොම තියෙනවා. තේරුණාද දන්නේ?
Sir, understood. It is better if we have a document prepared for it to look. Example document or something.
Yeah. Documents. Yeah, හදපු document උත් තියෙනවා. World Bank එකේ හදපුවක් තියෙනවා. මට එකක් හදලා ගන්නත් පුළුවන් ඕනනම්.
Simple document.
Yeah, ඒ document එක කියලා කියන්නේ මෙහෙම. ඔය කියන්නේ මේ ඔය කියන price ඒ කියන්නේ ඇත්තටම මෙහෙම කියමුකෝ. මෙයාට මොකක්ද කාටද මේ private partnerට මොනවද හම්බ වෙන්නේ? ඒ list එක නේද?
Oh,
ඒකද?
sir.
ඔව්.
Oh.
ඔව්. එතකොට ඒ list එකම තමයි එතකොට අපේ අය බලන්නේ. ඔන්න එතකොට දැන් ඒ කියන්නේ අර ඒ ප්‍රයිවට් එක්කෙනා දානවා හරි. අපි හිතමු ඉස්සල්ලාම දානවා මේ ටෝල් එක. මේ පාරට 400ක් ගෙවන්න ඕනේ. මං කියන්නේ බොහොම සරලව අවුරුදු කීයටද අරවද මේවද ඒව නෙමෙයි. රුපියල් 400ක් ගෙවන්න ඕනේ. ඊට පස්සේ capital expenditure මේ පාරට ගියා ඩොලර් 1000ක්. operating expenditure maintenance OPMEX කියන එක operating expenditure and the maintenance ඒකට ගෙවන්න ඕනේ ඩොලර් 500ක්. ඊට පස්සේ බැංකුවේ capital එකට අවුරුද්දකට ඩොලර් 100ක් ගෙවන්න ඕනේ, interest එක ඩොලර් 10ක් ගෙවන්න ඕනේ. එතකොට මේකේ මම ඉක්විටි එක මම දාපු සල්ලි අරෙන්ෙන් එක්කව කරපු අර බැංකුව වලින් ගත්තු ණයට අමතරව ගන්න සල්ලි කොච්චරක් දාන්න ඕනේද මේවා ටික ඔක්කොම එකට එක්කව කරලා තමයි එයා හදන්නේ හදන එක accountant කෙනෙකුට ඒක හොඳට හදන්න පුළුවන් මොනවද යන වියදම් කියන එක ඒ ටික එක්කව කරලා එයා දෙන්නේ ඔයාට අවශ්‍ය වෙන්නේ දෙන්නේ මොනවද කියන එක දෙන්නේ එක තමයි ඒකත් පොඩ්ඩක් වෙනස් වෙනවා එකින් එකට. නමුත් අපි ගත්තොත් එහෙම ඔයාට ඔයාගේ යාළුවෙක් ඉන්නවනේ accountant කෙනෙක්, එයාගෙන් ඇහුවොත් එහෙම මොනවද මෙයාට යන වියදම් මොනවද? ලාභයත් එක්කලා එයාට යන වියදම් මොනවද කියලා ඇහුවොත් එයාට දෙන්න පුළුවන් හරියටම. මෙතන මේකේ තියෙනෙත් ඒකයි. තව ටිකක් හැබැයි මේක තව modify වෙන්න ඕනේ. එහෙම දෙන්න පුළුවනි. හැබැයි අර මේ private ඊට පස්සේ private එක්කෙනා දෙන bid එකේ එක්කෝ මේ ඔක්කොම දෙන්නත් පුළුවන්, දාලා total එක ගන්නත් පුළුවන්. එහෙම නැත්නම් tariff එකයි toll එකයි එතනින් ගියාම other expenses until gap එකක් දාන්න වෙනවා. other expenses කියලා කියන්නේ මේවා capital expenditure, operating and maintenance expenditure, debt service, බැංකු වලින් ගත්තු ණය වලට දෙන capital එක interest එක, එයා දාපු සල්ලි තියෙනවා නම් එයාගේ මොනවා හරි එයා දාපු සල්ලි කියලා එකක් නැහැ. ඇත්තටම ඉතින් මේ ඔක්කොම ආපුවම return on equity කියන්නේ profit එක තමයි. එයාට එන profit එක මොකද්ද? මේවා ටික ඔක්කොම එක්කව කරපුවම දෙන එක තමයි එයාගේ toll plus gap plus කියලා වැටෙන්නේ affordability. හරි බලමු. මම එකක් හදන්න බලන්න මට වෙලා තිබ්බොත් මේ දවස්වල ටයිට්. කමන්නේ එකක් දැන් මට මතක තියෙන එක ඔයගොල්ලන් අහන ඒවා මම ලිස්ට් එකක් හදලා දෙන්න. Okay, what else?
That's all, sir. Understood. Understood, sir.
ඔයා කොයිද වැඩ කරන්නේ?
Thank you. Petroleum එකේ, sir.
පෙට්‍රෝලියම්. ඔයගොල්ලන් කරනවාද PPP?
නෑ sir, අපි PPP කරලා නෑ.
ඔයගොල්ලන්ගේ පෙට්‍රෝලියම් PPP එකක් මින්ද මට හිතෙන්නේ කැලණිතිස්ස PPP නෙමේද?
ඒක CB එකනේ sir. CB electricity board එකනේ. ඒගොල්ලන්ගේ
ඔයා මේ පෙට්‍රෝලියම් කෝපරේෂන් නේද?
ඔව් petroleum.
පෙට්‍රෝලියම් වල නැතුව ඇති මමත් හිතන්නේ. මොකද ඔයාගේ නම?
ගංගා.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, right. Okay, Ganga, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, ඔයාගේ නම මොකද්ද?
I'm Samira, sir.
ඈ?
Samira.
සමීර කොයිද වැඩ කරන්නේ?
Mama Pharmaceuticals Manufacturing Corporation.
Okay. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night, sir.
Okay.